Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Houston.
Live from Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, Fox Sports Houston brings you Houston Astros baseball. Tonight is the finale of this four-game series. The Astros meet the Atlanta Braves. Good evening, everybody. Bill Brown and Jim DeShays to see if the Atlanta Braves can sweep this four-game series. The Astros certainly want to put a stop to that. The Braves also could sweep the season series if they win this one, J.D.
One way to put a stop to it would be to keep the ball in the ballpark. The Astros pitching has given up a lot of home runs lately, and we have a good pitching matchup for you tonight. A couple of solid veterans take the hill. Lefty Wandy Rodriguez coming off the disabled list for the Astros, and Derek Lowe, the sinker ball specialist, the veteran for Atlanta. They matched up back in May on the 17th and both pitched very, very well, a game that was ultimately decided by the bullpens.
Coming up as the Braves say their farewell to the Astros in 2011. The Braves have certainly pitched well. They have hit home runs in this series. They have looked like a playoff team. We'll see if the Astros can put a halt to that in just a moment.
Brought to you by the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. And by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout days. The Astros take the field for the final game of this series, the series and season with the Atlanta Braves here at Minute Maid Park. Greg Lucas down here on the sideline as we set to send it up to the booth. Bill Brown and Jim Deshaies.
Thank you, Greg. Wandy Rodriguez comes out. That's sunlight streaming through the panels. And the Astros 1-5 on this homestand, who will be meeting the Pittsburgh Pirates in the first of 3 tomorrow night. Try to get this one tonight from Atlanta, with Wandy returning to the mound after missing 3 starts. And against the Atlanta Braves, he's 2-2 in his career with a 3.60 ERA. Here's the lineup, brought to you by Xfinity. Freddie Gonzalez leads it off with Jordan Schaefer in center field. Dan Uggla follows at second base. Then it's hot-hitting Brian McCann, the catcher, 5-time All-Star, followed by Chipper Jones at third base. Freddie Freeman at first, Joe Mather in right field, Brandon Hicks at shortstop, Matt Young is the left fielder, and Derek Lowe's the pitcher.
Wandy, coming off the disabled list, has made 10 starts so far this year. He is 3-3. The team is 5-5 in his 10 starts. A solid 3.41 ERA. He's allowed 9 long ones. He's walked but 16 while striking out 53 in the league hits. 274 against him. Defensively, Hunter Pence back in there after a day off yesterday to rest up that sore back. The infield featuring Johnson, Barmas, Keppinger, Wallace. J.R. Tolles also banged up a little bit, but he's back behind the plate tonight.
And as Wandy warms up, Bruce Streckman will be the home plate umpire for this game. And the Astros had a rough time against the Braves in this series. In fact, this season series, Atlanta has had 5 quality starts in 5 games against Houston. So if that follows true to form, Wandy might be up against the same challenge he faced when he was up against Lowe. That game JD talked about in Atlanta. May 17th, he left with a 1-0 lead after 8. The Astros lost it in the 11th, 3-1. Wandy takes a moment. Now it's Schaefer leading it off. Lefty on lefty. Jordan Schaefer has been a base stealer in this series with 4 steals in the 3 games. He's hitting .222 for the season. He's driven in 1. First pitch is ball 1 from Wandy, who had fluid in his left elbow. It took some time for that to subside. 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs in his win against the Blue Jays last time out. It's a 2-0 count, and that went well for Wandy, but after that he reported that fluid in his elbow, had some pain, so the Astros shut him down. He had 1 start in the minor leagues, and that went well. 2 balls and a strike, and now he rejoins the rotation. He has won his last 2 decisions. He's 3-3 for the season. Looking for his first win at home this year.
I get the sense that if the Astros were in a pennant race in September, Wandy would not have gone on the disabled list. It wasn't that bad of an injury, but they're not in a pennant race. It was only May, so probably a prudent decision to shut it down and calm things down.
Fair ball up the line. Hunter Pence comes over. Fan reaches over but didn't touch it, and it's a double for Schaefer leading it off. Second double of the year for Jordan Schaefer.
Schaefer, as the leadoff man, has reached base in all 4 games of this series now to start the ball game. That's what he gets paid to do.
Yes.
Walk, a single, and now a double.
That's exceptional, though, 4 times in a 4-game series. Dan Uggla comes up with a runner in scoring position. Ugla's had back-to-back 2-hit games. 183, not telling you that he has really hit his stride, but he has hit 8 homers, including 1 yesterday.
He was on a 7-for-76 stretch coming into this series, and he's been able to get a little healthy against the Astros pitching so far this weekend.
0-97 against lefties.
Go figure.
263 career hitter who hit 287 last year for Florida. 2 balls, no strikes to Uggla. Well, you talked about the scarceness of walks for Wandy, just 16 in 66 innings, but he's fallen behind here 2-0. Might take him a while to get that feel back. Uggla looks at it, and he can say that he's getting the feel back a little bit himself based on the last couple of games he's had. 2 hits and 2 walks Saturday night. 2 hits and a walk, including a homer yesterday for Dan Uggla. And he has 5 hits in the 3 games of this series.
A home run came in the first inning after Schaefer's base hit. Stake Tommy Hanson to a 2-0 lead. pretty much all the big guy needed. He was dealing yesterday.
Boy, wasn't he, though? He tied the Minute Maid Park record with 14 strikeouts. Uggla's 30 years old. He won the Silver Slugger last year. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes to him with McCann on deck.
Braves facing Wandy Rodriguez are going to see a guy who throws fastball, curveball, changeup. Curveball his best pitch. His fastball is a quality one. He's not a real hard thrower, but he throws hard enough, and he has some deception in his delivery. He's got a nice changeup.
Freddie Gonzalez has his club 10 games over 500. That's a season high for the Braves. And a walk to Uggla brings up McCann with 2 on, nobody out.
A situation there where they decided to go fastball on 3-2. Wandy trying to get a little something extra and misfired. I think you're better off in that situation if you don't feel confident throwing the fastball in the zone on 3-2, and maybe you're better off throwing a breaking ball or a changeup.
And McCann has hit 4 big homers against the Astros this season and driven in 8. Hitting .307 with 9 homers. He's driven in 37 to lead all catchers. He's also a double play threat, and he is 0 for 8 lifetime against Rodriguez. That one goes foul past Terry Pendleton. Strike 1 for McCann. McCann grounded into a double play in the 3rd inning yesterday. He also hit into one Saturday night in the 7th inning. Did not start the Friday night game. He is 5th best in batting average with runners in scoring position in the National League right now. Broken bat pop up. Goes out to Michael Bourne in center. 1 out.
Yeah, he's slowly climbing up that chart in public enemy #1 for the Astros. The damage he's inflicted this year. So nice to get a little retribution, get him out and break his bat. It's a good win for Wandy.
Now Chipper Jones, the switch hitter, with 6 homers, 35 runs batted in, and a .264 batting average for Chipper. Hits one slowly to the left side. Johnson takes the out at first with the runners moving along to second and third. 2 outs. And Freddie Freeman will bat.
I wonder how well Freddie Freeman slept last night, because he had a tough day at work yesterday.
Boy.
4 trips to the plate, 4 strikeouts. Talked about the outstanding work from Tommy Hanson yesterday. Brett Myers, to his credit, pitched well also. 7 innings, allowed 4 runs, a couple of 2-run home runs, his undoing.
Freeman hit a home run and a long one in the opener of this series Friday night. Had 3 hits in that game. Ball 1 to him. Freeman just 21 years old. From Fountain Valley, California, a 2nd-round pick in the '07 draft by the Braves, and he has hit .286 against lefties.
That's impressive.
Sure is.
He's good down and in. They're trying to crowd him up and in. That's fairly typical for a left-handed power hitter. Most of them have a little bit of a loop in their swing, handle the low ball, but you can beat them up about chest high. The problem is, most of the time those pitches are not strikes, so now you got to find where we're going to go get our strike. Look maybe to pound him in, but again, you can get him to chase that pitch if you get ahead of him.
Freeman became the 12th different opening day first baseman for the Braves in the last 13 years. Only Adam LaRoche started 2 straight opening day at first base for the Braves.
You just can't replace the crime dog.
That's true. He pulls that one foul.
Man.
Green lighting on 3-0.
Man. One after a neck high fastball.
Freeman spent much of last year at AAA Gwinnett, hitting 18 homers, driving in 87 runs. That was good enough for the Braves to anoint him as their first sacker. It's ball 4 and the bases are loaded now for Joe Mather. Second walk for Wandy. Mather gets the call in right field tonight. Now J.R. Tolles going out for a visit before facing this hitter with 1 homer.
One of a number of things there with that at bat with Freeman, that confrontation. Obviously, they've had a discussion that said we got to work in on this guy because they just stayed fastballs up and in the entire at bat. They had a base open, and I guess because of his power, they were willing to walk him if he wouldn't chase. It was a little bit peculiar with a left-handed pitcher on the mound and a lefty hitter at the plate and a right-handed hitter on deck.
Sure is.
Maybe they were just convinced that, just keep throwing it in there and he'll swing. And he did. He attacked that 3-0.
242 for Mather. He's driven in 8. He's 0 for 4 against Wandy. Cranks that one foul for strike 1. This Braves team is 2 games behind the Phillies, who lead the NL East. Braves have had a big road trip. They've gone 7-2. This is the final game of their trip. They swept the Florida Marlins before coming here. They'll go back home to play a 9-game homestand, face the Mets tomorrow night, then Texas and Toronto follow.
Yeah, in terms of home road, the Astros in a stretch of 19 games at home and only 6 on the road. A 25-game stretch. But the competition here at home is pretty darn stiff.
Sure is.
The Cardinals, Braves, then the Pirates come in, and then it's back into interleague play when the Astros come home, and they've got the Sox, the Rays, and the Rangers all coming to town.
Florida has dropped back now at 500 with 7 games behind the leading Phillies. It's 1-2. Wandy kept that ball down nicely.
If the game plan was to go hard in on Freddie Freeman, the game plan with Joe Mather is curve him, spin it, see if he can hit it. Because we don't think he can.
Been such a good pitch for Wandy, but that was the one that was bothering his elbow the most. And the Astros wanted to make sure they got that inflammation and fluid out of the elbow so he could once again rely on that pitch and throw it pain-free. Wandy's 2 games under 500 for his career, 65-67. Did he go? He's gone.
He go.
No runs, 1 hit, 3 men left, no score. Brought to you by Xfinity. Michael Bourne leads it off in center field. Clint Barmas is at shortstop, with Hunter Pence returning to the lineup with that 22-game hitting streak. He's in right field. Carlos Lee's been very good the last 3 weeks with the bat. He's in left, followed by Jeff Keppinger, Brett Wallace, Chris Johnson, J.R. Tolles, Wandy Rodriguez.
Big Derek Lowe for the Atlanta Braves tonight. 38 years of age now for Lowe. And been a good one over the years. 3-4 through 14 starts with a 3.73 ERA. He's a ground ball guy. Throws a lot of sinkers, gets a lot of ground balls. So on your toes, infielders, when Derek Lowe's on the hill.
Michael Bourne takes a pitch for ball one.
Astros hitters will be trying to get that ball. Get him elevated. Don't chase that one down around the knees.
281 for Michael. Looks at that one, and it's 2-0. Michael has a 347 on base average. Leads in steals with 26 in the National League. That one had movement for a strike.
Alex Gonzalez, the everyday shortstop for the Braves, not in the lineup tonight because he's got woeful numbers against Wandy in his career. But, you know, in a perfect world, you'd love to have him out there if you're Freddie Gonzalez with a ground ball pitcher on the mound. Gonzalez, one of the better shortstops in the league.
Wow. Lowe made that one drop. The changeup got him a strikeout.
Yeah, that's the thing. The sinker and the changeup, the off-speed pitch that he throws come at you out of his hand looking identical. That's just a sweetheart. Well, I'll show you the defense. It's Young, Schaefer, and Mather. A different look to the Braves outfield tonight. They've got a banged-up outfield. Chipper Jones, Brandon Hicks from A&M gets a start at short. Ugla and Freeman on the right side. McCann is the catcher.
Clint Barmas looks at a tough pitch. That's strike one to a 217 hitting Barmas with 3 homers, 7 runs batted in. He's gone to a little bit bigger bat now. Thinks he's been a little bit quick through the zone. He wants to make more solid contact. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. You know, hitters go through a lot of different phases during the course of a season.
Pretty much had one phase in my career.
Did you?
Yeah.
Same bat?
Same phase. Blue phase. Very blue, very disappointing phase.
Did anybody suggest that you try anything different?
Stay home.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Clint Barmas.
And normally what you hear hitters do is go to a lighter bat late in the year when they start to get a little fatigued.
Got a little chicken flap going. Hicks with the grounder, throws on the run, low throw, but Freeman saved him an error and got out number 2. Freeman's a very good defensive player at first.
Yeah, very nimble over there. He's got good feet and great hands. I've seen him make a couple plays, picking balls. You know, and most of the time that's a pretty easy play. But those in-between hops are tougher. That's what he had to deal with there.
Now Hunter Pence, his 22-game hitting streak is tied for the 7th longest in Astros history. He looks at ball one. With a 318 overall batting average, ranking 7th in the National League. He has 8 homers and 46 runs batted in, puts him in the top 6.
See, that's to a certain extent, Hunter takes the sinker away from Lowe. Not that he won't throw it. Pretty good chance he's going to throw it here, but he started him slider, and his sinker is a much better pitch than his slider.
Hunter, that's a foul.
That's a very solid approach so far from Hunter in this at bat. Lay off a couple of sliders out of the zone. Know you're going to get a fastball. Put a good aggressive swing on one.
Hopefully they're all right. Hunter's 5 for 12 lifetime against Lowe. He's hit .391 during his hitting streak. Cranks that one foul. It's the longest active hitting streak in the major leagues right now. Cesar Cedeno had a 22-game hitting streak for the Astros in 1977. If he gets one tonight, he'll tie Moises Alou in 01, Luis Gonzalez in 97, and Art Howe in 81 with a 23-game streak. And then only 3 would be longer. That's strike 3 as Lowe does his work in the first inning very effectively, and it's no score.
inventor making cancer history. On this date in 2004, Brad Lidge has a 4-strikeout 7th inning against the Brewers in a 5-4 victory. The last 3 come after Lidge had filled the bases with a hits batsman, a walk, a wild pitch on strike 3, and another walk. It was an adventure, but it was one to remember on this date in history.
The year before, Octavio Dotel did it. That's what you get when you have those 4 strikeout innings. It hasn't happened very often. These guys are, obviously swinging this stuff, and the ball gets by the catcher. But there's probably a few knuckleballers on the list.
Oh, yeah. Brandon Hicks 0 for 4 in this series. Takes strike 1. Born in Houston, living in California. He went to A&M, as JD mentioned. Strike 1 to Hicks. A&M is trailing 8-1 tonight to Florida State.
No, they're winning.
They're winning 8-1. Okay. That's a much different story. 1 ball, 1 strike. And a much more agreeable one in this part of the world. Curveball takes it to strike 2 on Hicks. Hicks made his 3rd start of the year yesterday. And he was at third base, now moving to shortstop at age 25, Rayburn High School in Pasadena. It's 2-2. As JD mentioned, Alex Gonzalez takes a seat tonight. He is 2 for 23 in his career against Wandy. Curveball is fouled, so that gives Hicks the opportunity to play shortstop. Braves are a banged up team right now. They've won 6 in a row, but they're without all 3 of their starting outfielders. And yet they're 15-6 against the clubs in the National League Central. And McCann has been one of the mainstays.
Well, they pitch so well. Even when their position players are a little dinged up or struggling to score runs, they still stay in games. And they have such a good bullpen. If they can scratch out a lead going into the late innings, it's very difficult to come back against Freddie Gonzalez's group.
Yes, it is. The Braves are only 10th in runs scored in the National League, but still, with that pitching, in pretty good shape. And there's a strikeout. That's number 2 for Wandy. It would be very helpful if he can have a quick inning here.
If you watched the game yesterday, you saw Tommy Hanson snapping off those nasty curveballs. Wandy's is a little different. It's not quite as big, and it's got a little more side break to it, not quite as over the top, but still very, very effective. And what makes both those breaking balls so good is neither one of them have a big hump in them. A lot of hitters can see that if it comes out of the pitcher's hand, it kind of has the illusion of going up. It's easier to read, but their ball kind of stays on plane and then just beep, drops off the table.
Oh, I like the sound effects.
Yeah.
Ball 1 to Matt Young, who had back-to-back 2-hit games Friday and Saturday nights. He was 0 for 3 yesterday, but nonetheless a good series for Matt Young from Temple, Texas, and the University of New Mexico, 28 years old. 2-0 with Derek Lowe on deck.
And misfiring quite a bit up with his fastball. As long as it's way up, you're not going to get hurt up there. One you're missing the happy zone about the belt high.
Keppinger gets it over to Wallace. 2 outs. Wandy is 0-1 at home despite an ERA of 3.00 in 4 starts. For his career, he's 38-27 at Minute Maid Park with a 3.44. Now Lowe. Not much of a hitter. 2 hits and 21 at bats. 0.95 with 1 RBI. Lowe's won 160 games in his major league career.
Also was a successful relief pitcher for a time.
He just turned 38.
He's been remarkably durable.
Boy, hasn't he though? And he's had 9 straight years winning in double figures since he came out of the bullpen and went into the rotation. Bangs that one foul. 1-2 to Derek Lowe from Dearborn, Michigan. An 8th round pick of Seattle in '91, and then that ill-fated trade taking him to Boston along with Jason Varitek for Heathcliff Slocum.
Well, that might have cost somebody their job.
Yeah. And he struck him out. That's number 3. A 1-2-3 second for Wandy Rodriguez. No score.
And score 6 games for the price of 5 with the Astros Summer Steal 6-game flex plan. You buy 5 games and get the 6th free. Plans are available in multiple seating selections and start at only $35. Buy yours tonight at Astros.com. Bill?
Thanks, Patty. Fans watching as Carlos Lee leads it off in the home second inning of a scoreless game. Astros and Braves. Braves have a winning record here at Minute Maid Park, 22-17. 274 for Carlos Lee, 5 homers. He's driven in 35. He's hit 400 this year against Atlanta pitching. Not too many can say that. And he takes ball 1. Lowe's coming off a no decision against Florida, but he did his job, giving up no runs in 6 2/3 innings on 2 hits.
He took a no-hitter into the 7th in that ball game. And look at those numbers. Very impressive work for Carlos against Derek Lowe.
Sails that one high, and it's a 2-1 count. Jeff Keppinger on deck. Red Wallace due up third.
Schaefer shading Carlos towards the right center, and Mather, the right fielder, well off the line. They're just basically giving him very little room in the right center alley. You'll see it there. Now Schaefer starting to drift back more to a straightaway position, but good 6 or 7 strides the other way prior to that last pitch. Now it's a 3-1 count, more likely to turn on one.
He hits one on a line to right center field. Schaefer on the run, and he was playing him right.
Well, that was ironic because he had just moved from there, and it would have been a very easy play. Turned into one that had a little drama, especially in the Braves dugout, because they just moved the kid. They just moved him like 8 steps the other way, and if this one gets through there, he's going to look and say, just let me play where I want to play.
Well hit ball by Carlos.
Situation you play defensively, you play the pitch and you play the count. The hitter's much more likely to pull the ball in a hitter's count, like Carlos was up there, either 2-0, 3-1.
Keppinger takes ball 1.
And then you might cheat a little bit, especially on the infield, whether it's a fastball or a changeup. The hitter's more likely to pull the breaking ball.
Keppinger takes that one. It's 2-0.
Fox Tracks is brought to you each and every night by Steel. It's a good idea of what these pitchers are trying to do. With Lowe, you're going to see most of those numbers down around that bottom sector.
He's a bottom sector guy, all right.
There, he likes that. Wally Cox, secret square down there in the corner.
Keppinger's 3 for 9 in this series. He played at the University of Georgia. He lines one over first base up the right field line. Coming over quickly, Mather to hold him to a single. First base runner for the Astros, and a couple of well-hit balls here in this inning now.
Keppinger just wore people out when he was in college. A 4-something batting average. I get the sense he's just one of those guys that always been able to hit.
He's aboard. That gives Brett Wallace a hole at first base. Wallace comes up at 304 with 4 homers. He's driven in 19, 376 on base percentage for Brett. 0 for 8 in this series, 2 for 16 on the homestand. Looking at a ball.
Chipper Jones way off the line at third base. We've seen Brett squirt a few balls down that third base line.
2-0. Wallace homered off low in Atlanta in that game JD talked about on May 17th. That was the Astros' only run as Derek gave up 5 hits and 1 run in 7 innings. Now he's worked the count to 3 balls, no strikes. Lowe's allowed only 6 long balls in more than 80 innings this year. Batting average against him, .243. Wallace takes a 4-pitch walk. First and second, 1 out for Chris Johnson now. Lowe normally keeps his walks down pretty well. That's his 31st of the year. CJ with 6 homers, 28 runs batted in, carries a .226 batting average.
Lowe was named after Derek Sanderson, the hockey player.
Oh,
for the Bruins.
There's strike 1.
Got a little Steven Seagal working.
He does. In the hole, Hicks to his right, gets it to second base, and then Ugla safe at first. A little bit of a low throw, but nonetheless, it appeared that the Braves had a pretty good shot at turning 2, but Johnson beats the wrap at first.
Hicks has to slide towards the hole on this ground ball. And despite the best efforts of Ugla, Johnson able to beat it and keep the inning alive.
He ran hard. Get out of the box well. That gives J.R. Tolles a shot. Runners at first and third. His average is .202, including 3 homers, 9 runs batted in. Wandy Rodriguez on deck as ball 1 comes into Tolles. J.R. is 0 for 9 against Braves pitching this year. Carlos Corporan got a couple of starts back to back. J.R.'s been banged up lately. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Two and 1. And the Braves play a ton of close, low-scoring games. They have already played 24 games decided by only 1 run. They've played 14 extra inning games. So they are used to close, late-game situations with that fantastic bullpen. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And their starters have done a nice job in this series. Tim Hudson, 6 innings, 2 runs Friday night. Mike Minor, 6 innings, 2 runs Saturday night.
Well, we missed their best. Jared Jurgens did not pitch in this series. And
he's
been unbelievable.
He really has been. He leads the league in ERA. He'll pitch tomorrow at home against the Mets. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And a foul ball by J.R. McCann got banged up Saturday night. He took 1 ball, he fouled the ball off his foot, and then took another foul ball catching off his shoulder. Keppinger has the lead at third. Across the diamond, it's Chris Johnson. Low foul.
Good sinker there away. I think if I'm Brian McCann, I'm going to be very careful what I do here with Wandy on deck. Not that you think in defensive terms this early in the game. You have to feel like your guy's good enough to get the a-hole hitter out. But hanging breaking ball is the one you most likely give up a big shot on. So and that's why he gave the signal for the breaking ball, but he said away, make sure you leave it away. That's the one thing they don't want to do here is make a mistake with the breaking ball in the strike zone and have JR jerk one out of here for 3 runs. If he gets a base hit on a sinker, it's only going to score 1.
3-2 with 2 outs. CJ will take off. Slow grounder, Hicks charging. Low throw again, and Freeman saves him again. That's twice. Hicks could have made throwing errors, but Freeman makes the play to end the second inning scoreless.
How to support youth baseball leagues in your local community. If you would like to learn more about Chevy youth baseball programs, go to youthsportswired.com. Bill?
Thanks, Patty. Nothing here. Third inning about to begin with Wandy Rodriguez having had a 1-2-3 second. He had the bases loaded in the first inning, and then he struck out Mather after walking Freeman. Freeman's made a couple of nice plays at first base to save the Braves throwing errors in this game.
Now, when we talked to people in Atlanta when we first went over, they said, keep an eye on this kid. Watch the way he handles first base. Both feeling ground balls, the ability to stretch and go get the ball, and then the real good hands on plays, just like we saw at the end of that last inning. Watch how quiet he is when he handles this tough hop. I mean, a lot of times you see first baseman kind of snatching it, real aggressively. He's just real quiet.
Just let the ball come to him. And he did not panic on it. Now Jordan Schaefer, he opened the game with a ground ball double just inside the first base bag. Advanced as far as third base. Chris Johnson plays him in tight at third. And he's bunting but fouling it.
Did that last night or yesterday as well, and both times you could see him cast a glance out towards second base if the second baseman's deep, as Keppinger was here. That's kind of his indication that he's going to try a drag bunt.
The Indians lead the Yankees 1-0 in the bottom of the fifth at Yankee Stadium with Carlos Carrasco on the mound for Cleveland. Yankees currently 2 games behind Boston in the AL East. Again, he showed bunt but took a strike this time. 0-2 now.
AL East collectively 22 games above 500. That's the best in all of baseball. The National League East are 17 better than break even.
1-2. Wandy dropping down there.
That's what I've been doing over here. Doing some hard math.
You really have.
Yeah.
crunching some numbers
AL
tonight.
Is plus 22. And the AL Central is 13 below 500. The West is 9 below. NL Central's 14 below 500. NL Central has 6 teams, though. And the bottom 2, Astros and Cubs, are really scuffling. Top of the division, pretty darn good. Milwaukee and St. Louis just got over a weekend battle. Brewers swept the Cardinals to move into first place.
Tap by the mound. Keppinger, quick release over to Wallace. 1 out.
That's the challenge. You know, Kep likes to play deep because that increases his range, so he's able to cut off a ball up the middle or in the hole off the bat of Schaefer. But on a slow grounder like that, you got to come hard and get rid of it in a hurry.
Dan Oglow drew a walk in the first inning. A.J. Burnett is pitching in that game for the Yankees against Cleveland. He's given up 1 run in 5 innings. Roll to first base. Wallace takes care of out number 2. A 1-pitch out for Wandy Rodriguez. He will not be on a particular pitch count, but, you know, 100 would be fine. Brad Mills said not 120. Certainly because of having missed 3 starts.
Not 120 because they don't let anybody go 120.
True. Brian McCann hit a fly ball to center, and Wandy broke his bat. 43 pitches so far. We'll keep an eye on that.
We'll check with him as they do with all starting pitchers every inning when they come off the mound. How you doing? Feeling good? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good to go. If that elbow starts to bark, we'll see somebody get up in the bullpen.
In tight, and it hit him. So McCann reaches with 2 outs for Chipper Jones. And that fastball has been getting away from Wandy tonight. Got him around the right elbow, it appeared. Maybe the rib cage. More the elbow. McCann gets dinged up again. And now Chipper, he grounded out to third on the first pitch. He got a batting tip from his father Friday night, which translated into success in this series. There's ball 1. Dad's been here the entire 4-game series. 2 balls, no strikes. Let's see where he ranks among switch hitters. Second in average. And you see the others.
Home runs would be Mickey Mantle. RBIs, Mantle as well, I'm guessing. Eddie Murray's up there too.
True, he is. Yeah, it might be Murray. 2 balls, 1 strike. But certainly one of the very best of all time. Many think a Hall of Famer. A year ago when he was in Houston, I believe it was August, and he hurt his knee. People were thinking that might have been the end of Chipper Jones' career. He is 5 for 20 against Wandy. And he's turned 39 in April of this year. But who knows? He may keep going for a while. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He bounced back quite well from knee surgery. Last year he had 317 at bats. He has had some issues with the other knee this year. They got a shot in the right knee. But he's moved very well in this series. Made some diving catches at third base. He hustled into a double when he saw an opportunity to do that on one of his hits. And he's looked actually much quicker than he has for the last couple of years. Oh, Wandy thought he had it.
Wandy's going to he's going to have a tough night with Bruce Dreckman because he's hasn't been that obvious with his body language, but earlier he looked in there hard a couple times, shrugged the shoulders, and now he's doing the old walk-off.
3-2 with 2 outs. McCann will be running. And it is ball 4. Freddie Freeman bats.
That's all that experience and knowledge that Chipper Jones has acquired over the years. Wandy missed with that fastball, or at least didn't get the call on that fastball in the outside corner. You just knew Chipper was sitting curveball. The way he took that curveball, there was no way he was looking for anything else.
Freeman drew a walk. First time up. That one goes foul for strike one for Freddie Freeman. Now, last year was Jason Hayward breaking in for the right field job. Freeman this year, the Braves continue to crank out the prospects from their own farm system. Freeman came up last year in September. He had a homer off Roy Halladay, but only a 167 average last September. But the Braves just felt that regardless of what they saw from those 24 at-bats, he was their guy for first base, and it seems to be working out quite well. Freddie Gonzalez said there's no sense for him to go back to AAA. We have to give him every opportunity to play every day.
Well, you know, even if he struggled with the bat, and he was struggling with the bat earlier, he's so good defensively. He brings value to your club, so you can kind of buy time. You pitch so well. You know, it's one thing when you got young guys on your club and you're losing and they're struggling. That's when you tend to make moves. But as long as you're winning, you can carry a guy who's scuffling with the bat. And he was able to contribute with the glove. And now lately the bat has come around in a big way.
Swing and a miss, and that ends the Braves' third. Strikeout number 4 for Wandy Rodriguez. Keeps the game scoreless.
By your local Texas Ford dealers, by AT&T, and by the movie Bad Teacher in theaters June 24th. Got an Aggie score update for you. 9-1 Aggies, bottom of the 6th to win, and they're in the College World Series to join the Texas Longhorns. We're already in the field.
And that'd be a good field. Wandy Rodriguez leads it off, 0-0. Taking strike one. Wandy has 4 hits and 20 at-bats. A 200 batting average. Looking for his first RBI of the season. With Bourne and Barmas to follow. Derek Lowe keeps a nice quick tempo going. 1 ball, 1 strike. Last year Lowe was 16-12 for Atlanta. Worked 193 innings. But then he lost 2 games in the playoffs despite a low ERA. Rolled out to the right side. Freeman tossing to Lowe for out number 1. Time for a look at our Farmers Insurance report card. Let's see who's getting an A tonight.
Not bad teacher.
Michael Bourne has 199 career stolen bases. 180 with the Astros. 9th all time in Astros history.
Who's first?
We cannot reveal that right now.
Ooh, is that part of a trivia question?
Might be.
Today, right? CC.
Yeah. Might be part of our bonus trivia though later. Well, it can't be now. But maybe. There it is. 487 for CC. 414 for Craig Biggio. And Michael Bourne just took ball one. Then you have Jose Cruz, Joe Morgan, and Terry Poole in the top 5. And Michael's got a shot at getting there before the end of the season, certainly. But that's out number 2 to Freeman.
Speaking of Biggio, I saw him today out in my neighborhood.
What was he doing out there?
He's being walked on a leash.
Was he really?
Yeah. One of my neighbor's dogs.
All right. Well,
Biggio, they're big sports fans. They have a dog named Biggio and one named Deuce McAllister.
Interesting. And you know that Kevin Eschenfelder has a dog, at least he used to have a dog named Bagwell.
Yeah.
So they've got that covered. Clint Barmas grounded to shortstop in the first inning. It's Detroit 1, Tampa Bay nothing. Bottom of the 6th at Detroit. That's strike 1 to Barmas. Phil Koch is going for Detroit. Out into center field. That will loop in for a hit for Clint Barmas. Hit number 2 for the Astros. He went down and lifted that pitch.
Well, whether it was a heavier bat or not, the mechanics were very good of staying through the ball.
Yeah.
He talked about being too quick.
That's right.
And, that's a great example of him staying through the ball. Tough pitch. Nice result.
That was his purpose. He's aboard with 2 down, and it's Hunter Pence. Hunter struck out looking in the first inning. Taps that one foul, strike 1. Hunter had started the first 65 games until game 66 found him resting yesterday.
And I think once a hitter gets a prolonged hitting streak going, it's very difficult not to change the nature of your at-bats. You still have to try to be patient, get a good pitch to hit, but you just want to hit. You just want to get that hit out of the way, keep the streak going.
That slider was very well placed, right on the outside edge of the plate. Pittsburgh's leading the Mets 2-0 after 7 at PNC before heading for Houston. High pitch hit high to right field. Mather is running out of room out there. Hunter Pence not only extends his hitting streak to 23 games, but hits home run number 9, giving the Astros a 2-0 lead.
The best laid plans of Lowe and McCann because they threw the pitch they wanted to throw. And Hunter spoiled it.
Sure did.
Lowe with his body language is just second guessing himself or his catcher or whatever, but he's a guy that relies so heavily on that sinker. He does not pitch upstairs very often, but it took a shot with a high fastball and Hunter jumped all over it.
48 runs batted in for Hunter Pence. 23 game hitting streak. That is the second longest in the major leagues this year. And now Carlos Lee. He lined to right center in the second inning. Hunter really took that one a long way to right field, and that's what he's done so well this year. That got the crowd buzzing. 2 balls, no strikes to Carlos Lee. Now we mentioned Moises Alou had a 23 game streak in 01. Luis Gonzalez in 97, and Art Howe in 81. So now the only 3 longer streaks in Astros history were by Tony Eusebio, 24 game stretch in 2000. Jeff Kent, who hit in 25 straight in 04, and Willie Taveras, the club record 30 in 06.
Willie probably had 15 infield hits in that hitting streak.
He did.
He could fly. Still can.
Some fun hits in there too, right? And Hunter gets some of those, but he has hit, well, almost 400 during his 23 game streak now, including 1 for 2 tonight. 4 homers, 17 runs batted in during those 23 games. That one's driven to left center field. A long ride here. Jordan Schaefer back over the shoulder on the warning track. And that is a lengthy out number 3. So the Astros hit a couple of bolts. Pence going out to right field. Makes it 2-0 Houston after 3. Joe Mather leads off the Braves' 4th inning. Showing bunt, taking strike one on a hook from Wandy Rodriguez. He struck out with the bases loaded in the 1st inning.
Saw hooks early in that at bat and then a high fastball to finish him off. Wandy right back to the curveball for strike one. To the beef.
Oh. No balls, 2 strikes. Well, he popped the fastball and he's been errant with that pitch, but that time he got a swing from it.
They're working the game plan. Curveball down, elevate the fastball. Looks to be a free swinger.
He's headed back. Strikeout number 5 for Wandy. We go to Patty Smith.
Well, dynamic pricing tickets are available every game in select field box and club box 2 sections, and fans can purchase tickets for up to 50% off of face value. Visit astros.com/dynamic to get field box seats against the Pirates games tomorrow through Thursday, starting at just $23. Bill?
Those are great prices. Thank you, Patty. Ball 1 there to Hicks, who struck out in the 2nd inning. Pittsburgh 2, the Mets nothing after 7 at PNC with Paul Maholm spinning a shutout through 7. He's now out of the game against Mike Pelfrey. And Brandon Wood hit his 2nd home run. So the Astros miss the Pirate lefty, Maholm, and they will face 3 right-handers, Karstens, Morton, and McDonald. Fly ball to center, backs up Michael Bourne a few steps.
Pirate pitching's been pretty darn good this year.
Yes.
Morton having quite a bounce back year. Kevin Correa got a bunch of wins. And we have to send out birthday wishes to Kathy Hudes today in Virginia. She's turning.
Okay.
And Matt wants to say happy birthday, and Tom and Mike and Patricia. So Kathy, happy birthday. Happy 39th. And counting.
Matt Young takes. Showing bunt. So Matt wasn't able to speak with her today?
No, but he wanted us to say happy birthday to her on the air.
All right. Well, it's more fun to do it that way. Strike, and it's 0-2. We'll see Matt when we get to Washington in September. It's a long, long time from June to September.
Especially if you don't start winning a few games. Astros 18 games below 500. The low water mark.
Well, they've dropped 8 of their last 9. They're 12-22 at home. That's unusual.
Well, have fun anyway. It's just baseball. Right? It's just play.
We have fun every night.
Yeah. Gonna have fun at the old ball yard.
Absolutely.
Put the uni on, go get them.
Look at them. They're having a good time.
Every day's a new day. Every game a singular event, Brownie.
It's a good approach. Stay strong. Stay focused.
Don't throw it away.
1, 2, 3, 4th inning. We'll be back with more cliches in this 2-0 game right after this. Here at Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, where it'll be Keppinger, Wallace, and Johnson against Derek Lowe. Lowe seemed pretty unhappy with himself, or maybe the way the pitch was called, because he fired his glove into the dugout wall.
Well, after the home run, he was really upset. You could tell with his body language, and I think probably more than anything that he let himself get talked into throwing that pitch. I mean, that high fastball could be a put-away pitch for a lot of guys. It's not his game, though.
Chipper Jones gets up, goes out Keppinger. Chipper's made diving plays. This time he left his feet. He was pulled in pretty tight, and he got Keppinger. One pitch out for Lowe, and now it's Wallace batting. Wallace drew a walk in the second inning.
See, that was a great example of what we're talking about having fun at the ball yard. But with the players, it's a different story for them. Yeah. This is their livelihood down there. They got to win, and so Derek Lowe snapping after giving up that 2-run homer.
Sure. Oh, he probably has fun at a tennis match or hockey game.
Yeah. Being a baseball player is fun. Playing the game itself, once the game starts, it's hard work.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun being part of the team, and you have fun moments during the game, but most of the fun takes place before the game and after the game. The game itself is a grind.
Yeah. Well, you can kind of tell with the looks on their faces how intent they are on competing at the highest level. 3 balls and a strike. Now we look at the body types of the players, how they move around, but those wheels are spinning inside their brains. That's fun.
Pitching Wally like he was 4 for 4 yesterday instead of 0 for 4 with 3 punch outs. They have nothing to do with him today.
He's received the only 2 walks in this game.
And see how funny it is, because you mentioned in his first at bat he took Lowe deep in Atlanta. See, that's still stuck in Lowe's mind.
True.
So regardless of what Brett did yesterday, what Lowe remembers is the damage that he inflicted on him personally.
Chris Johnson bounced into a forced play. Rocks a line drive over shortstop into left center field. Well hit ball by CJ, fielded by Young. 2 on now with 1 out for J.R. Tolles.
And that's the way it goes for pitchers. You could go into a series and go into a pregame meeting and talk about a given hitter, and the coach might say, hey, this guy's 0 for his last 18, and all the reports on him, he's just really scuffling, go right after him. But if in the back of your mind you go, wait a minute, this guy's worn me out in the past. He's hit some big home runs, and probably hitting about 400 off me. You're gonna treat him like the guy who's worn you out, not like the guy who's 0 for his last 18 or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Tolles grounded out in the second inning. And strike 1 to JR right on the outer edge. Tough pitch. Derek Lowe has won his last 3 decisions against the Astros. They have not beaten him since 2008 in Los Angeles.
Strikes that one. Thought that one was just a hair off the edge.
Yeah, it was close. But then he moves that one down and in, so he can really open up home plate. No balls, 2 strikes. So is he going to sink it down and in under a right-handed hitter's hands? Is he going to break it away? Is he going to start that breaking pitch on the outside corner and then move it further out? He has some pretty good weapons. Nice late movement.
Probably won't be throwing too many high fastballs anytime soon.
Well, that brings up a point. Let's say you get burned as he did by Hunter Pence. Now, are you going to shelve that pitch for the rest of the night?
Well, it depends on who you are as a pitcher. I mean, if that's part of your normal repertoire, you're not. I mean, I was a high ball pitcher. I threw a lot of high fastballs. I gave up home runs on it, but I didn't stop throwing. But he's a sinker baller who doesn't go up there very often. So I'm not saying he wouldn't throw one up there on occasion, but just based on the way he reacted, I think he just felt like he got outside of his game there, tried to do something that is not part of his normal approach.
Mm-hmm. So, your point taken, as you see JR take, and he checked the swing, 2-2. So can Hunter Pence reasonably expect no more high fastballs?
I would say, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
From this guy.
Right,
right. Somebody comes out of the pen, it's a different deal altogether.
Right, the way those guys throw, sure.
Yeah, because if Brett Wallace's home run in Atlanta is fresh in Lowe's mind, then you know the Hunter Pence home run, his last at bat's going to be in his mind when it comes up there.
That's right in the front of his cranium. 2 balls, 2 strikes here. Wandy on deck. Slowly hit. Hicks to his right. Only the play at first, getting JR. And the runners move along on out number 2. Wallace to third, Johnson to second. That gets Wandy to the plate.
Hicks getting this opportunity to play shortstop. It's had plenty of plays and a couple of throws that Freddie Freeman bailed it on him, but he's got plenty of arm. The other night playing third base, he made a couple throws that were really impressive.
Wandy tapped out from Freeman to Lowe covering earlier. Michael Bourne's on deck. The Astros have 4 hits to the Braves 1. And that was an example, as you saw the movement that Lowe had, of how the hitter often hits the top part of the baseball, hits it on the ground, fouls it.
He does not have to be real precise with his command in and out with that sinker. And he can just throw it over the plate and let it move down. And even if it's over a big part of the plate, they're not going to be able to do much with it.
It's Milwaukee nothing, the Cubs nothing. Bottom of the 4th at Wrigley. Randy Wolf going for the Brewers. Little chop goes back to Lowe. He tosses to Freeman, and it's no runs, 1 hit, 2 men stranded. The Astros have left 4, but they lead 2-0.
History are going to head-to-head to determine which is the most memorable of all time. Go to MLB.com/moments and vote now for your favorite Midsummer Classic. And tune into the 2011 MLB All-Star Game on Tuesday, July 12th at 7 p.m. Central on Fox to find out who won. Guys, do you have a moment that sticks out for you?
Well, there would be, that Reggie Jackson home run in Detroit off the light tower. Pete Rose barreling into Ray Fosse at home plate. Some of those game-winning hits. You have Fred Lynn in the grand slam.
Mike Scott making a start.
Yeah.
I mean, from a personal standpoint, it was held in the Dome there in '86.
That's right.
Very exciting. How about Carl Hubble striking out 5 consecutive Hall of Famers?
That would have to be up there, sure. Derek Lowe gets it going and takes strike 1 here in the 5th inning.
Funny that the All-Star game came up. I was thinking about that today. This home run contest they do.
Yes.
Getting a little tedious, I think.
I agree. The entertainment value is getting lost because it is too lengthy.
What if they had a contest? Took a guy from each team. And they had a contest, and the challenge wasn't.
Sharply to diving Johnson. And now here's Lowe just trotting around to second base. He doesn't have to worry about hitting it hard because it's an easy double for Derek Lowe, his 3rd hit of the year.
Second hit for the Braves tonight, a leadoff double in the first by Schaefer, and now this leadoff double by Derek Lowe. The guy who's not been a real good hitter, but a good swing there. And see how far Carlos was off the line, because you just don't expect Lowe to pull him.
No, sir. Second hit for the Braves. They've both been doubles. This man, Jordan Schaefer, got the first one leading off the game. He's 1 for 2. Yeah, the home run contest is long now. It's turned into a show.
Yeah, enough. But I was thinking, what if you had a contest with bat control?
Okay.
So you had a person at each position, or you could paint the outfield in 3, triangles, like pie shape, and then position infielders, and the hitter had to hit the ball to each player or each position on the field, and you put them on a clock.
All right. Michael Bourne in center makes that catch. Kind of a skills contest type of thing.
Yeah, people would say, you got to be kidding me, that'd be boring, and it probably would be, but you got to think outside the box here. Now, see, that's just wrong. It's just wrong.
True, it is, but at least once or twice a year they're going to do that too.
Actually, it's right.
Technically
right,
correct,
but wrong in a sense.
But wrong to do it, yeah.
Because you could see the clock ticking down. You set the clock at Polanco went up there and he hit one at each position. And he got it done in 3 minutes and 47 seconds. Now Derek Jeter from the American League's out there doing that might be fun.
Mm-hmm. Dan Uggla has walked and bounced out. Strike 1 to Uggla. Uggla thinks that he's coming around because of the way he's taking pitches now. He just feels more comfortable at the plate. His former club, the Florida Marlins, is getting pounded by Arizona 12-3 in the 4th. Marlins have really hit the skids. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, they have some big injuries. Henry Ramirez is out right now. Josh Johnson. Zach Duke, starting pitcher for Arizona, hit his 2nd homer tonight. It came off Ricky Nolasco, who gave up 9 runs in 3 innings, 5 earned. Up the middle, slowly hit. Barmas cuts over, makes the throw, and takes care of Uggla's grounder for out number 2.
Derek Lowe, not a lot of experience on the bases, but that's a ball that you're supposed to advance to third base on. It's hit up the middle like that. He's immediately started to retreat to the bag as soon as it was hit. And that could be meaningful because, again, his inexperience on the bases would make it more difficult for him to score on a routine single. Inexperience and the likelihood that he's not particularly speedy. He looks more like a miler than a sprinter to me.
Yeah. 74 pitches for Wandy Rodriguez. Ryan McCann is waiting for number 75. He is 0 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch. Ryan Snitker, the third base coach of the Braves, watching Lowe as the ground ball goes to first. Bad hop, but Wallace stayed with it for out number 3. No runs. A leadoff double by Lowe does not blossom for the Braves, and it's 2-0 Houston in the 5th. Glow warming up to face Bourne, Barmas, and Pence in the Astros fifth. The Astros are 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. The Braves are 0 for 6, but Houston got a 2-run homer from Hunter Pence with a runner at first base and 2 outs in the third inning. And that came on an 0-2 high fastball from Derek Lowe. 9th homer of the year for Hunter. He has 48 runs batted in a strong bid to be an all-star again this year. That guy already knows that.
Styling.
He is. Now there is a hat.
And cool glasses too.
Michael Bourne's 0 for 2. That was almost Greta Garbo-like. Michael is struck out and grounded out to first.
I was thinking Truman Capote.
Oh yeah, Truman Capote. He did wear the white, didn't he? White hats.
Mike Brito wore a white hat.
Yeah, he was the guy who had the radar gun behind home plate at Dodger Stadium. Smash sliding play. Here's Hicks giving it a shot, but no real chance to get Michael Bourne. And that's a leadoff single here in the 5th inning for Houston after his 12-game hitting streak ended yesterday.
Hicks' busy night continues out there at shortstop. He makes a nice play, but you're not going to get Bourne here. Up, down, strong throw, but a little late.
Freeman does it again. Freeman has saved Hicks 3 throwing errors in this game. And now it's Barmas. Barmas 1 for 2. He singled in the 3rd. Bourne needs one more steal to reach 200. There are 21 active players who have 200 steals. Michael is 26 for 29. And he draws the throw.
Yeah, and with all the ground balls that Lowe gets, the potential for double play is always there in the back of your mind if you're playing against him. So let's see Michael try to steal this base early if possible.
He goes. McCann's throw not in time. He beat it easily. Number 200 of Michael Bourne's career.
And number 27 of 2011. Not particularly close either.
And the pitch was ball 1 to Barmas. He's moved into 9th place on the Astros all-time list. As you see, 181 with Houston, past Jimmy Wynn. And it's 2-0 on Barmas. And Jimmy Wynn was not only a speed merchant, but a power hitter. And he was told after a few major league seasons that he needed to quit stealing bases so he would not run the risk of an injury, because he was so important to the Astros offense, the way he hit for power. Poked up the middle. That'll get the runner to third on an Ugla throw. Barmas is out, but Bourne's at third base, 1 out.
Good time to try to pad this lead now with Pence up there, man on third. The way Wandy's going along, it'll be a very important run.
Our Leaders of the Game is brought to you by United, proud to fly the Houston Astros during Hunter's 23-game hit streak. He's hitting .393, 12 multi-hit games. And usually he gets hits early. Now the infield comes in for him, and that increases his prospects for getting a hit. Ball 1 in terms of the fact that the infielders don't have as much reaction time, and there's more room to hit a ball between the infielders and outfielders. More holes in the infield. 2-0. But then if he hit one of those slow rollers, the infielders being in closer do have a little bit better chance to get him out.
And it's all about making Michael Bourne make a decision down there at third base. If you lay back and routine ground ball, he scores easily.
And sometimes a hitting streak can work against a game situation. So a lot of times, as Hunter goes to 2-2 in the count, situation like this, the hitter's main mission is to get the runner home from third, not necessarily to get a hit. Fly ball is good, a ground out is good, if it scores the runner.
There's that high fastball last time up, and Hunter, he nudged that one out of here.
It's 3-2. Carlos Lee on deck. Derek Jeter now has 2,994 hits. Hunter takes a walk. First and third, one out for Carlos Lee now. That's the third walk for Lowe. And it means there is a double play possibility. Lee twice has hit the ball in the air.
Changeup, it looked like, it just floated down and in a little bit. Hunter showing good patience, able to work the walk.
Keppinger's on deck. Ball one. Carlos Lee is grounded into 3 double plays. Kicks to his right. Braces, gets it back to second. Ugla with a relay to first. And the Braves turn 2 to end the Astros' 5th inning with no runs a hit and a runner stranded. It's 2-0 Astros.
Houston brought to you by Southwest Airlines, new Rapid Rewards. Also by Jack in the Box, by Steel, and by Gullo Automotive. The inning's about to start. I got something I want to mention, though, during this half inning. We need some emailers to give you those numbers. I'll give you right now, foxsportshouston@yahoo.com. We need to have some questions for Brownie and JD.
Thank you, Greg. There's strike one to Chipper Jones. 6th inning underway. Jones has grounded to third and he's walked. We'll have those questions tomorrow night, correct? All right. So get them in tonight if you can, or tomorrow. 1 ball, 1 strike. You can even get them in at 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. They give you that much time.
Just leave them in a mayonnaise jar on Greg's porch.
Let's see. Did you ever have a home milk delivery, JD?
Yeah. Yep.
You did? Interesting. Eddie Murray is the RBI leader among switch hitters. We were wondering about that earlier. 1917. Wow. Tremendous career for Eddie Murray.
Mantle leads all time in home runs with 536. Chili Davis up there among the leaders. There's Lance Berkman at number 5.
It's 2-2 to Chipper Jones. Derek Jeter, after he got his 2,994th hit tonight against the Indians, came out of the game. Hit a fly ball to right to lead off the 5th inning and did not come out defensively the next inning. And the Yankees announced the injury as a sore right calf.
Because he was hoping to get to 3,000 while the Yankees were still at home. I think they have another 3 days on their homestand. But
you're right.
Looks like that's not going to happen.
Against the Rangers. Starting tomorrow. Chipper takes a walk leading off the 6th inning. That's number 4 for Wandy Rodriguez. AT&T has some trivia for us tonight. Boy, do we have some trivia.
Here it is, the AT&T trivia question. 2 pitchers, each won over 300 games in their careers, surrendered home runs to Hank Aaron in both leagues. Who were those 2 pitchers?
Is one of them in the ballpark tonight?
Not that I know of.
Okay, so it's not Don Sutton.
Oh, no, it is not Don Sutton.
Okay. Freddie Freeman's the batter. He takes strike 1. He is walked and he is struck out.
How about Tom Seaver?
Nope.
Nolan Ryan.
That's one of the 2.
I think that's the same bell that the ghost rang before he visited Scrooge.
Was it?
Yeah. That was the Christmas past. Ring a bell like that.
Did you get that on eBay, Greg?
That explains why it's a little dusty.
No balls, 2 strikes.
300 game winning pitchers who pitched in both leagues, 60s and 70s. Carlton didn't pitch in the American League. Gaylord Perry. Oh, how about that?
You got it. A double bell ringer.
Wow. The people in the press box are complaining.
You're too smart
about that bell.
Yeah.
Fire in the hole. Look out, folks.
They think that bell is too loud up there, Greg.
Shouldn't be able to hear it tonight. We got a nice, lively crowd.
Okay, that's good. No balls, 2 strikes.
Keeping the Braves off the scoreboard, the Tomahawk Choppers haven't started up yet.
Well, we've seen that phenomenon the last few days here. And the Astros fans give them the shout down. 1-2, final game of the season series between the Astros and the Braves tonight.
Those guys in the press box are just jealous because the significance is that you both are getting the trivia question right.
Jealous,
and you're so much more smarter than they are.
Well, we wouldn't want to put that to a test, would we? No. There's a lot of brain power over there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Funny thing about, people have their areas of expertise in baseball history. Some people they could tell you a lot about 300 game winners. Some other people, that's not necessarily their strength. Might be 500 home run hitters. And then there are the people who know it all. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Who knows baseball history? Who's the best that you know? Taking yourself out of the equation.
No.
And Luke.
Many. Oh, somebody like Bill James probably would know. He's written several books on it.
I was always impressed with Larry Durker's knowledge of the history of the game.
He does. He definitely knows. He can tell you about things from the 1890s.
Yeah. Give you some good big Ed Delahanty stories.
Yeah, and Larry did the baseball library shows on radio, which are still running. He's done more than 500 of those. Fly ball. Michael Bourne breaks over toward left center field. That's out number 1. Yeah, he'd be a good nominee. All right, let's see what that answer was, Greg.
Yeah, this is official. 2 pitchers, 1 over 300, and they gave up home runs to Aaron in both leagues. Gaylord Perry and Nolan Ryan. There were some other pitchers that gave up home runs to Hank in both leagues, but those are the only 2 guys who won 300 or more games.
And Hank hit 46 homers against the Astros. That's still the all-time leader.
By the way, you were talking about switch hitters earlier, and that begged for another question because one of JD's favorite players was the first ever switch hitter, Bob Death to Flying Things Ferguson.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, he was the first one.
Strike to Joe Mather. He is whiffed twice tonight. What a great nickname. What do you think they call him? Bob? Death? Flying? Switch?
Thing.
Probably Fergie. I'm going with Fergie.
Fergie. One ball, one strike. Well, we called Dr. Death, didn't we?
Danny Darwin.
Danny Darwin.
Dr. Death became shortened to Death.
90 pitches for Wandy Rodriguez. So this is getting close probably to the end of the line. The Astros bullpen is stirring right now. And it's been a good line, a shutout line.
Change piece right there.
You know, he's missed 3 starts, JD, but if you look at pitching lines for the last 5 games and then this one, he just picked right up.
Yeah, did not break stride.
His ERA has come down consistently. It's been 2.16 in the last 7 starts. And the Astros are 5-2 in those. Wilton Lopez warming up. There's a swing and a foul ball.
Mather cannot lay off that high fastball. He's got to swing at it. Well, he's pitched him well. He's gone up with the fastball, curveball, some good changeup in this at bat. He's reminiscent of Jeff Francoeur with that nose to toes approach. He's up there hacking. Doesn't get to play all that often. Wants to take advantage of these opportunities.
Pretty impressive that he got that bat and at least made contact with the ball. That one's too high, though.
Well, that's what happens when he hits one about nose high. You figure, all right, let's see how high he'll go.
After the game yesterday, the Astros optioned reliever Jeff Fulcino to Oklahoma City. And that made room for Wandy Rodriguez. And Aneri Rodriguez went to the bullpen. So that keeps Jordan Lyles in the rotation. Foul ball. So in the next series tomorrow night, it's Bud Norris and Jeff Karstens. That's at 7:05. Wednesday at 7:05, it's Jay Happ and Charlie Morton. Thursday we have a 1:05 start. Patty Smith with some fans.
He almost got a foul ball.
Oh. And Thursday it's Jordan Lyles and James McDonald. That's at 1:05, and that game will be seen on My 20. That's the final game of the homestand. Then the Astros take off for Los Angeles and Texas. And a cold and hot road trip. Bouncer shortstop. Barmas backhands, turns and throws to second. Then Keppinger guns to first. 6-4-3 double play. That's probably it for Wandy Rodriguez, but what a return to the rotation. And the Astros lead it 2-0.
Astros over the Braves, and just a couple innings ago, Wandy Rodriguez hit a scorcher down the third baseline into this section right here, and this little guy, Jack, got the ball. He is our progressive fan of the game. Jack, that thing just came flying over here. How on earth did you get that ball?
How did you get it, buddy?
It rattled around your seat, right?
Yes. It bounced on those two, and then it landed in the chair.
And this is not only a special day that Jack got the ball, but he wanted to be on TV, and it's his birthday as well, correct?
That is correct. Tomorrow is his 7th birthday, and he did a good job. He went right after it.
And this is a pretty cool section, I have to say. You got the odd Brave fan down here making some noise, but he's actually a pretty nice guy. But you guys seem like you have a lot of fun down here in this section.
We have a lot of fun down here, but Pence has been lighting us up. It's hit us about 5 times on one at bat, so. And this guy is yapping his mouth, but that's all right. That's all right. Here comes another one.
Yeah, boy, it's dangerous down here. All right, I got to pay attention. This is a great section. Jack is our progressive fan of the game. Happy birthday to him, and you guys enjoy the rest of your game. This is for you, Jack.
Thanks, Jack.
All right.
There we go, Jack. Happy birthday.
Found a good group, Patty. Happy birthday to Jack. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Keppinger. He's 1 for 2. He punches a line drive to right field. 2 hits tonight for Kep. Gets the Astros a leadoff man aboard here in the 6th inning with Wallace coming up.
Good short stroke play, and Pepper with the outfielders. Look how long he waits.
That's hit number 6 off low, and Wallace has 2 walks. Strike 1 to Brett. Chris Johnson on deck. The pitcher spot could come up in this inning, and Wandy Rodriguez might have already been declared finished for the night by manager Brad Mills. Not sure about that, but Wilton Lopez continues to warm up in the bullpen.
If I'm Millsy, I'd certainly be ready to hit for him if his spot came up. I had a chance to add to my lead. Otherwise, I'd run him back out there unless he came in and said, hey, I'm a little fatigued.
Lowe's at 92 pitches. That one to left center field. A power shot for Wallace. Deep into left center. Bangs it high off the wall. Keppinger around third. Wallace has an RBI double, and it's 3-0 Astros. He blasted that one. That's where his power is to left center field.
And the everyday players will tell you the beautiful thing about baseball is you don't have to wait long to get your shot at redemption. And Brett had a rough day yesterday, 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts, but 2 walks and now this RBI double. Kind of justifying the earlier walks.
Yes.
Low with that cautious approach. And now we know why.
That ball just moved right onto the barrel of his bat. Roger McDowell, the pitching coach, out. Lowe's due up third in the 7th inning. He's thrown 93 pitches. Chris Johnson will bat. Dave Clark came down with a word or 2 for CJ. Runner at second, nobody out. A possible big inning here. Scott Linebrink is on the right. The lefty is George Sherrill. Johnson's 1 for 2. He blistered a line drive over shortstop in the 4th. Ball 1. Scott Linebrink was chatting before the game tonight about this Braves bullpen. It is fantastic. If the Braves have the lead after 6, it's usually big trouble for their opponents. They have the second best bullpen ERA in the National League, and they have some of the hard throwers around. One and one. Indians 1, Yankees nothing. Moving to the 9th at Yankee Stadium. J.R. Tolles is on deck. Grounder third, 1 hopper, Chipper Jones. 1 down. And Tolles is grounded out twice to short. Jason Bourgeois had an MRI on his right ankle. It was negative. He's had some swelling in there, and for the day game yesterday, it just wouldn't loosen up enough for him to be in the lineup, so he was scratched. But he reported he was feeling a lot better today. He's taped up, and he said he was going to run before the game tonight. That's strike one to JR. Matt Downs on deck with a pitcher spot due up next. Who's certainly hoping to avoid a trip to the DL. Just looking at the Pirates probables, they will not start a lefty. Into left field. Dave Clark throws up the stop sign for Brett Wallace. The throw from Young caught out in front of the dish. And Tolles is aboard. It's first and third, one out for the pinch hitter Matt Downs now batting for Wandy.
Freddie Gonzalez out of the Braves dugout. Looks like a pitching change coming. Tolles, after hitting the ball to short twice, able to get this one past Hicks. Good stop sign thrown up there by Dave Clark.
Matt Downs has been announced as the pinch hitter for Wandy Rodriguez. Wandy in 6 innings, allowing the Braves only 2 hits and no runs. This call to the bullpen is presented by Verizon Wireless. Back in a moment.
Session with Astros first baseman Brett Wallace and Junction Jack at the Whataburger at 8820 Highway 6 in Missouri City from 11 to noon. While there, you can sign up to be the ultimate Whataburger What a Fan and have a chance to win 2 sweet tickets for the Astros game on September 24th and Whataburgers for a year. Plus, be on the field for batting practice and throw out the first pitch. Don't miss this chance to meet Brett Wallace at Whataburger, guys.
Thanks, Patty. Scott Linebrink, former Astro, comes in with runners at first and third. And 1 out here in the 6th inning. The Astros lead at 3-0 over the Braves. Scott is 2-1 with a 3.80 ERA. And good numbers in the walk to strikeout ratio, JD.
Yeah, still can rush it up there pretty good with a fastball as a slider. And a real good split finger pitch.
Scott, 33 years old. He was drafted by the Giants in '97. The Astros got him in 2000 in the Doug Henry trade. He's from Austin. Went to McNeil High School there. Matt Downs, the pinch hitter. Takes ball 1. He's been a good pinch hitter this season. Brings some pop off the bench. 5 for 14, 1 homer, 5 runs batted in for Matt. And overall, he's hit .265 with 4 homers, driving in 16. Wandy Rodriguez threw 95 pitches, 58 were strikes in 6 innings, allowing the Braves only 2 hits, no runs, walking 4, fanning 5. Finishing his outing with that double play. Linebrink has really pitched well in his career against the Astros and pitched well for the Astros. Shot to the left field corner. That'll drive in Wallace easily. Here's Tolles headed for third. Dave Clark's going to windmill him and stop him then at third base. It's 4-0 on the pinch RBI double by Downs.
Downs continues to deliver. Very good swings of the bat coming off the Astros bench this year. Gets one home and two more now in scoring position. That's a floating split finger pitch there. That one just did not have much movement at all. Linebrink's lucky he didn't elevate it. He would have hit it in the seats. And Dave Clark, that's what you do. You wave, you wave, you wave. You give the guy a chance to score, and then you read the play. And when that ball comes from left field, you got to make that decision a little bit sooner than you would like otherwise, because the throw's coming in right behind the base runner. If he takes too big of a turn, they're going to catch him before he can get back to the bag.
Infield in. That was ball one to Michael Bourne, who's 1 for 3. 1 ball and 1 strike. Linebrink has pitched twice in this series. 2 scoreless innings. Scott was just so impressed by Craig Kimbrell, the closer, and co-closer Johnny Venters. He talked about that before the game. 2 balls and a strike. Even though the bullpen is piling up appearances, the Braves have so many close, low-scoring games. He said things are holding up well. They're managing the pen nicely this year. Scott got the win Saturday night in the 10-inning affair.
Find the zone to Bourne here, and with the infield playing in, this gives Matt Downs at second base the opportunity to just get a huge lead. He's going to be able to score. Well, they're going to put him on now and play for 2.
And Barmes is 1 for 7 against Linebrink in his career. Barmes 1 for 3 tonight. So Freddie Gonzalez will hope for that double play ball here with right-hander on right-hander. Barmes has grounded into 1 double play in 140 at-bats. Career 169 with the bases loaded. Hunter Pence on deck. Strike for Linebrink. Linebrink's almost to 600 appearances for his career, with an ERA of about 3.5. High shot to center field. Backing up Schaefer over the shoulder. He grabs it deep in center. All the runners are tagging, and Bourne will make it into second as run number 5 scores. Tolles crosses home plate on a sac fly by Barmes. Far from a double play ball. That was a deep out, and Barmes gets RBI number 8.
And Schaefer was playing very shallow, so he had a long way to go to run that one down. And again, Barmes staying in the middle of the field and benefiting from that approach. Single to center back in the 3rd inning. Now this deep drive to center for a sac fly and an RBI.
With runners at 2nd and 3rd, it's Hunter Pence with a 2-run homer and a walk tonight in 3 trips. A shot by the shortstop. Hicks into left field, scoring Downs, and the throw is cut off. Throw back to first. Pence is in, and the Astros have a 7-0 lead. Hicks tried to play it on the backhand side. That ball was blistered. Got by him in a flash.
Yeah, this ball was really scalded and had some topspin too. By the time Hicks flashed his glove, the ball was already by him.
Hit number 10 for the Astros. And Pence has a 4 RBI game, giving him 50 runs batted in. Now Carlos Lee 0 for 3. Strike 1. Big night for Hunter Pence after sitting out yesterday's game with a back problem. Derek Lowe went 5 1/3, allowing 8 hits, 5 runs, walking 3, fanning 2. Lowe threw 98 pitches, 57 strikes. Seven runs on 10 hits for the Astros. The Braves came into this game with an ERA against Houston for 5 games this year of 1.88. Now the Astros are batting around in this 6th inning. Keppinger on deck. It's 3-1.
Watch what Linebrink does here. He, like a lot of guys that throw that split finger pitch, that's how he starts his grip. He always starts with the split finger. And then if he wants to throw something else, he'll change it when he gets into his glove. Came off it there for the fastball. And the reason why you do that, of course, is because if you're digging around to get that somewhat awkward split finger grip in your glove, you're going to fan the glove and tip it off. Or you could do what Ryan Dempster does and just go with that funky glove thing you got going.
Linebrink had 11 straight scoreless outings before tonight. And Lee takes the walk, bringing up Keppinger for the 2nd time in the inning. The Astros now have built a 7-0 lead. It was 2-0 when they came up here in the bottom of the 6th inning with Wandy Rodriguez returning to the starting rotation after missing 3 starts. He was lifted after going 6 with 2 hits and no runs allowed.
Wandy has impeccable timing. Back on a night when the Astros bats come to life.
Keppinger in the air to center field. Jordan Schaefer taking care of the 3rd out. But the Astros make it a 5-run 6th inning, parading 10 men to the plate and leading 7-0.
Nothing in the top of the 7th, and surprise Dad with the gift of Astros baseball with the Father's Day 6-game flex plan. The plan allows Dad to choose the 6 games he wants to attend. Each account receives a $50 gift card from Lewis Jewelers, and plans start at only $42. Buy yours on Astros.com. Bill?
Patty, when would you say Father's Day is going to be this year? Is that coming up pretty soon?
Sunday.
Sunday? This Sunday?
Yeah.
Oh, you're all over that.
I am all over it.
7-0. The Astros lead it. Wilton Lopez is in the game. And Brandon Hicks leads it off, taking strike 1.
Now the bullpen with a lot of breathing room. Just has to hold this 7-run lead for 9 outs. That sounds easy enough.
But according to you, Bill Brown, I don't have to worry about my husband, correct?
Well,
Is that the theory? If we're going to stay kind of
if we're going to
across
stay
the board, if we're going to be
true.
consistent.
Yeah, you treat him pretty well. You don't have to get him anything.
All right, I'm not buying into your sorry theories.
You never do. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, probably most people would
as long as you have young kids at home, you just make sure that they get something for their father.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they're pretty good about that, but I still feel like it's kind of my job.
Okay. Well, you're still young, Patty. You can shepherd the family until they get old enough to go out on their own.
Yeah, well, I like that. You can say that again. You're still young, Patty. Let's have Jason in the audio booth record that and play that back on a daily basis.
That works. Texas A&M has a big night of it, winning 11-2 over Florida State and advancing to the College World Series. The Aggies and the Longhorns.
I think Virginia advanced earlier today, too.
Okay. Young moves back from ball 1 after the strikeout of Hicks. Wilton Lopez now taking over for Wandy Rodriguez as working room. Jeff Fulcino headed for Oklahoma City. He was optioned to the AAA club after yesterday's game, so the makeup of the bullpen changes now with Nuri Rodriguez joining Wilton Lopez and the others in that pen. It gives the Astros a guy who's stretched out as the long man who's been in the starting rotation.
Yeah, Fulcino, to a certain extent, victim of circumstances that Nuri Rodriguez was a Rule 5 draft pick and could not be sent down without being offered back.
Off the glove, Keppinger makes it a 1-4-3 play.
And I'm guessing the other candidate who they talked about possibly sending out was Fernando Rodriguez, but he's thrown the ball well, and the Astros have not seen a whole lot of him, so it's an opportunity to get a longer look at Fernando.
True.
And for Jeff to go down and kind of work on his command and polish things up. And it's not like Jeff was having a terrible go of it. Just got caught up in the numbers a little bit.
Brooks Conrad drew a pinch walk Friday night. Former Astro farmhand can go deep coming off the bench. He showed that last year. Bounces that one foul for strike 1. Scott Linebrink at 2/3 of an inning allowed 2 hits, 2 runs. He had 2 walks and no strikeouts. One of those walks was intentional. Conrad hit a pinch 2-run homer in the 11th inning when the Braves beat the Pirates 4-2 this year.
Hey.
Pretty good, didn't it?
Sure did.
Brooks 4 for 22 this season. And he had quite a year last year as a pinch hitter. He smacks one to right center field. That loops in for a hit. Hunter Pence will have a play at second, and the throw is just offline. A hustling double by Brooks Conrad, pinch hitting. The Astros got the pinch RBI double from Downs. Now the Braves pinch hitter responds with a 2-base hit.
There's such a fine line in this game between hustling and ill-advised. Down 7 with 2 outs, cannot afford to make an out on the bases, but I'll tell you, I didn't make an out on the bases.
Well, those outfielders were so deep, and he had that play in front of him. So that's the 3rd hit. They've all been doubles for the Braves. And Jordan Schaefer led off the game with a double. He's 1 for 3. Braves had a real threat going right off the bat against Wandy Rodriguez. Schaefer doubled. Uggla walked. And then later with 2 outs, they had the bases loaded.
Strikeout to end Mather, strikeout of Mather rather, to end that first inning. Keep playing the game for Wandy.
Keppinger with the flip on over to Wallace, takes care of the 7th inning with no runs a hit and the runner stranded. Fans will enjoy this 7th inning stretch with a big 7-0 Houston lead. Houston blowing out Atlanta. And the fans have enjoyed this 7th inning stretch with the 7 runs on the board for the Astros and the 7-run lead. Meanwhile, Freddie Gonzalez has gone to his bullpen for lefty George Sherrill, the veteran. Age 35, comes in with a 1-1 record, a 2.35 ERA, JD.
George, peekaboo, hey, I'm over here, Sherrill.
Yeah.
Kind of a little bit of a different approach. It's kind of fun. See when he comes set, he's got his front foot turned pretty much towards center field. His back turned away from the hitter.
That's going to make it tough on Brett Wallace then. Lefty on lefty.
That's why he turns that front foot. I mean, it's pointing right to center field. Not even looking at the hitter. Hey, over here, pay attention.
Ball 1 to Brett. He has 2 walks and a run producing double. A double, a big hit because it gave the Astros a 3-0 lead with nobody out in the 6th inning.
That's his front foot as he comes set. It's painful. I suspect he's not always pitched that way, and that was probably an adjustment he made somewhere along the way to make sure he kept his weight back.
Probably endorsed by his family chiropractor as well. 21,466 is the paid attendance. With Chris Johnson on deck, there's the footwork. And the breaking pitch. Taken for ball 2.
Can we put it to music?
Probably can. Out to left center field again, and a long ride for this one for Brett Wallace. Another extra base hit off the wall. This one bouncing, and he has a double. Well, that's his power stroke, and if the Braves want to give him the ball in that location, he can handle it. 2 doubles, 2 walks.
2 great swings of the bat, last 2 at bats. And off a tough lefty here, he really drives this one over Schaefer's head. Bam! Loading through there.
18 doubles now for Brett. He's in the top 10 in the National League. Hunter Pence has 19. He's tied for 3rd coming into this game. Chris Johnson is 1 for 3. J.R. Tolles on deck. That's 11 hits for the Astros. They're having a breakout night. Foul back, strike 1. It's 0-0 at Wrigley with the Brewers and the Cubs. They are in the bottom of the 8th inning.
The Wolfman tonight.
Yes. And Ryan Dempster started for Chicago.
Ow.
No balls, 2 strikes. Miller Park had to have been hopping over the weekend. With the Brewers taking that series from the Cardinals.
Yeah, how about Prince Fielder? Showing that graphic each night of the All-Star voting.
Looping liner off the glove of Hicks into left field. CJ's 2 for 4.
I think he was in position to make the play on that one. Just
looked like it.
Couldn't corral it.
Nope. Maybe it'll be an error. Let's see.
I think they gave him a base hit.
But
yeah, it's a base hit.
12 Houston hits, nobody out. Runners at 1st and 3rd for J.R. Tolles, who's 1 for 3. The Braves began the night with the league best 2.96 earned run average. Batting average against them was .227 coming into this game. They haven't had many like this recently.
So anyway, I was talking about the Prince Fielder and the All-Star voting, and Pujols leads at first base, and Pujols has been the best player in the league for a number of years now. But Fielder's having the best year.
So what do you think?
I think that Pujols, Fielder, and Votto will probably all make the All-Star team as first baseman.
Sounds fair.
The big man hitting .412 this month with 8 home runs. It's only what is it, the 12th?
It's the 13th.
Yeah. Chew scuffling. Colby Lewis has an ERA over 10. And the Red Sox just beating the daylights out of everybody.
Fly ball left field. Young waiting. And the tag at third. Wallace coming to the plate to make it 8-0 on a sac fly by Tolles, giving him his 10th run batted in. Fielder leads the league in runs batted in with 58.
So, sometimes we talk about some of these esoteric stats out here, the sabermetrics.
Yes.
And the one we've talked about is WAR, wins above replacement.
Correct.
And that is a statistic that includes, all the basic offensive stuff, but also includes there's a defensive element to it as well. And according to WAR, Jose Reyes is the best player in the National League this year.
Jason Michaels is the pinch hitter here for Lopez. Well, he is having a fabulous year. He really is. Strike one to J. Mike. Scott Proctor's warming up. Michaels, who started in right field yesterday, is a 170 hitter with 1 homer, 3 runs batted in. 0 for 13 pinch hitting. And he made 3 very good plays in right field in the game. He was 1 for 4 in that ball game. Michael Bourne's on deck. 12 hits for the Astros, only 3 for the Braves. Fouled away. No balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, that WAR is something we see quite a bit now. Statisticians.
Yeah, and I can't explain all the details and the formula that go up to create it, but basically WAR stands for wins above replacement. What this player would do, as opposed to a standard replacement player, a guy you call up from AAA if he was playing instead of your guy. How many wins to this point in the season? And I think it's 4+ wins that Reyes has accounted for over the average stiff.
There's a shot through the left side. A pinch single for J. Mike, and the pinch hitters for the Astros are 2 for 2. Downs and Michaels both coming through off the bench tonight.
Hicks nudging over towards second to play for the double play. Creates a little wider opening between third and short. And J. Mike able to exploit that.
George Sherrill versus Michael Bourne, with runners at first and second and 1 out. There's ball 1. It's a big breaker.
Yeah, that's a good pitch.
Comes from behind the back of the hitter.
Squeezed right there. See if there's a makeup call coming.
1-1. Did you see the latest stat from John Dewan?
I did.
A gem.
I have the gem, yes.
A pitching masterpiece. A gem is a game in which the starting pitcher earns a game score of at least 65. Through the legs of the pitcher Sherrill to get the out at second and the other one at first.
That was magical, if unintentional.
As Hicks flashed across, fielded the ball, stepped on second, and threw to first in a flash.
It's a good miss right there by Sherrill.
3 in favor of the Astros. No errors tonight. We'll be moving to the 8th inning, and Sergio Escalona is warming up. Wilson Lopez in 1 inning allowed 1 hit, no runs. He had no walks and 1 strikeout. And now it'll be the lefty, Escalona. He's 1-0 with a 1.93 ERA, and the appearances starting to pile up for him, even though he's only worked 9 1/3 innings. JD.
Yeah, well, lefty specialist, left-handed hitters just 2 out of 17 against him. He'll start with a right-handed hitter in Dan Ugla, but then Brian McCann, left-handed hitter, will follow, and then Chipper Jones, the switch hitter, who you prefer to have hit right-handed. None of that matters a whole lot in an 8-0 game, but still an opportunity for Escalona to work and stay sharp.
Well, he pitched last Tuesday and Thursday here against St. Louis. He worked Friday and Saturday in the Atlanta series. Now here again. Ugla 0 for 2 with a walk. And it's strike 1 to Dan. It was quite a play to end the inning on that double play by Hicks. The ball went through Sherrill's legs, and he had his back to the play, really, and didn't touch the ball. Turned out to be fortuitous for him.
He had to make a decision whether to try to turn his body all the way around and make a play on it, or try to catch it backwards, and he opted for the latter, and fortunately for him, he missed the ball.
It's 2-1.
So instead of Sherrill showing up on the highlight reel, making a backwards between the legs catch, Hicks gets the highlight reel double play.
It's 2-2. We'll be showing that to you momentarily. Braves batting here in the 8th inning before they head for Atlanta after the game tonight and take on the New York Mets. And Jose Reyes, who leads the league in batting average, had .346. He leads in hits. Strikeout looking for Escalona. Ugla not all that pleased with the Bruce Dreckman call. Time for a look at our Brown Hand Center great hands of the game, and here's that play. George Sherrill did not use his hands.
George is thinking about it, but he comes up empty. Hicks, Johnny on the spot to start the double play, catches the ball as he's crossing the bag. Perfect stride. Kind of a fun play.
Brian McCann was strike 1. He is 0 for 2 tonight, and he was hit by a pitch.
Hey, the Astros are going to be on the Today Show on Wednesday.
Really doing what?
Wednesday morning. Well, it's a charity thing, and Al Roker's going to be here.
Oh, he's coming here. Okay. Yeah. To the ballpark.
To Houston.
Okay. Red Wallace. So they're going to a TV station somewhere? Or?
No, they're going to be out doing some kind of charity work.
Okay.
But apparently that part of it is secret. It's a lend-a-hand thing that the Today Show is doing. They're going around the country visiting different cities.
Good.
Helping different charities.
Do we know which players yet?
Brad Mills, J.R. Tolles, Mark Melanson are involved.
Very good. They'll have to get up early.
Boy, Al. Hope he brings cool weather gear, Al. Better wear your seersucker.
Oh, that's right. Chipper Jones has walked twice. He's 0 for 1. There's ball 1. Yeah, it ought to be 100 that day. Not at that time of the morning. The earlier in the morning, the better for the temperature anyway for Al. 2 balls, no strikes. That sounds like it's worthwhile to watch. Do we have a time on the program yet?
The program. They anticipate that the Astros interview will take place around 8:30.
Oh, good.
Local time on Wednesday morning.
2 balls and a strike.
It's the second hour of the show.
Great. Cubs just got a run in the bottom of the 8th to take a 1-0 lead over the Brewers, and they're still batting. Line foul. 2-2 to Chipper Jones. Freddie Freeman will be next, but maybe not in the 8th inning.
So I guess the question is, which Cub reliever does Prince Fielder hit the game-winning home run off of? The way he's been going.
Jeff Samardzija had better not be in that game. Carlos Marmol's had his problems. Bouncer through the left side. A single for Chipper Jones. That's hit number 4 and the first that has not been a double by the Braves. Freddie Freeman is 0 for 2 with a walk. Freeman with that uppercut swing. It's going to be interesting to watch and see how many home runs he does hit once he gets a few years in the league. Ryan Dempster went the first 7. Jeff Samardzija has pitched the 8th for the Cubs. Keppinger to his left. Throwing to Wallace, takes care of the 3rd out. No runs a hit. A runner stranded. We move to the last of the 8th inning. It's 8-0 Houston.
Astros over the Braves, and be sure to take the Astros with you wherever you go this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv tonight to see every Astros game live or on demand on your computer and your favorite devices. Visit Astros.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball is everywhere. Bill?
Yes, it is, Patty. Thank you. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Scott Proctor's in the game. He is pitcher number 4 for the Atlanta Braves. George Sherrill in 1 inning allowed 3 hits, 1 run with no walks, no strikeouts. And Proctor is 1-0. His ERA is 2.08 in 11 games.
Yeah, he joined the big club around the time the Astros were in Atlanta last time. The veteran working his way back from injury, trying to reestablish himself. And a hard thrower, always has been. That one clocked at 94 miles an hour.
Brandon Lyons warming up for Houston. Then Barmas puts it in the air. The shortstop goes out. Hicks takes care of out number 1.
Watch the basketball game last night, Brian?
No.
Dallas clinched the NBA championship.
So saw the interview with Dirk afterwards. He apparently was 1 for 12 to start, and then he really got revved up at the end, right?
Yeah, I think he did. He did pretty good in the 4th quarter.
But this LeBron story just won't go away.
Well, the thing that struck me, and I don't know, I don't watch the NBA that much, there didn't seem to be a real sense of urgency at the end of the game.
Okay.
I mean, they were down like 10 points with a couple minutes to go. And I know there's a shot clock and all that, but there's no pressure, no double teaming, no fouling, nothing to stop the clock. And maybe that's just the NBA. Maybe those strategies don't work in the NBA.
Okay.
I don't know.
1-1 to Hunter Pence, who's ripped a 2-run homer and a 2-run single to go with a walk tonight. Strike makes it 1-2. So Hunter will take a 23-game hitting streak into tomorrow night's opener against the Pittsburgh Pirates. He'll be facing right-hander Jeff Karstens. Bud Norris going for Houston at 7:05. Astros live at 6:30 tomorrow night. Sizzling Hunter Pence. He started the night 6th in total bases in the National League. Then Wednesday night it's Morton and Happ. Thursday afternoon on Channel 20 There's a line drive hit. Third hit of the game for Hunter Pence. Well, now he will have hit probably over 400 during this 23-game hitting streak with that hit.
This is all about the hands here. The front foot was gone. And already opened up that front hip, but the hand stayed back, and there was a hanging breaking ball, and that allowed him just to throw the barrel of the bat at the ball and punch that single to center.
Pinch runner Jason Bourgeois taking over for Hunter Pence. Big night for Hunter. Bourgeois is not being held on. Carlos Lee, the batter. That's 14 hits for the Astros. Lee is 0 for 3 with a walk. Carlos now has reached base in 14 straight games. 2 balls, no strikes.
In case you're wondering, Jeff Karstens, who goes tomorrow for the Pirates, has been fairly easy for Hunter. Hunter's 5 out of 10 against him.
Ooh. Line shot up the middle, scalded butt, flipped by Ugla, and then Hicks, the middleman, is dropped at first by Freeman, though, and Lee is safe. That's a shocker.
Yeah, that's pretty ironic. Maybe Freeman just better at the ball in the dirt than with one chest high. But it was up the line a little bit. It wasn't a particularly good throw, but certainly one you would expect him to handle.
He has been fabulous on those balls in the dirt tonight. Yeah, he had to stretch for it.
Well, I think what he was doing, he didn't realize that Carlos had basically stopped running. So he's trying to maintain contact with the bag as he reaches for it, not realizing the catch and tag play was available to him.
It's not an error, by the way. Fly ball to right field. And that's caught by Mather. And it's no runs a hit and a man left. We go to the 9th inning, 8-0 Astros.
Is brought to you by the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. Pardon me. I'm all choked up. Astros lead at 7-0. Lion in to try to close it down. Don't forget, stick around following the game for Astros Live post-game with Kevin and Steve. Interviews in the clubhouse. I'll have a guest on the post-game from out here, providing they can hold on. Let's go back to Browning.
Jason Bourgeois in right field. Greg after pinch running for Hunter Pence. And Brandon Lyon comes in to work the 9th inning with the 8-0 lead. A chance for him to get on track. He has allowed runs in 4 straight appearances, 2 before he went on the disabled list and 2 since he got back. This season he's 3-3 and his ERA is up to 10.22. And as he takes over, Anario Del Rosario is warming up in the bullpen. It's Joe Mather leading it off. He's 0 for 3.
Del Rosario getting ready just in case things go awry for Brandon here.
First pitch popped up. Keppinger in shallow right. 1 out for Lyon after Escalona in 1 inning. Allowed 1 hit, no runs with no walks and a strikeout. And it could be a combined shutout for the Astros. They have had 2 shutout wins this season. Wandy Rodriguez went the first 6, allowing just 2 hits. Then it was Lopez, Escalona, and now Lyon faces Hicks, who's 0 for 3. Ground ball, Chris Johnson. 2 pitches, 2 outs for Lyon.
He might throw a couple pitches out of the zone just so he can get a little work in.
Well, he had one minor league rehab outing of about 12 pitches, and the other one maybe 10.
Word must have filtered down to the dugout what Steve Perry is featuring in the postgame spread. The guys are anxious to get to it.
Matt Young's 0 for 3.
Hey, Steve's got enchiladas tonight. Well, we're down 8. Let's go up there hacking.
There, he's going to take a pitch. Young looks at strike 1. The Astros' first shutout win came in 1-0 fashion here against San Diego April 14th with Bud Norris winning. And they beat Milwaukee here 5-0 May 1st. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bud Norris was the starter in that game as well.
Well, if you're only going to win 1 in a 4-game series, you might as well make it the last one.
Pirates are coming in tomorrow, so it gives you a chance to at least leave that series with a better taste in your mouth. Line drive over third is fair. Fan reached over, and that's called fan interference, and it's going to be called a double by Gary Darling.
Fans getting all worked up. They think the ball's still in play. And they're wondering why Carlos is just walking over there.
We'll see it.
Right on the line.
And once the fan touches the ball in play, it's dead. And the umpires decide where to place the base runner. Eric Hinsky is the pinch hitter now for Proctor. Proctor in 1 inning, allowing 1 hit, no runs, with no walks, no strikeouts. Hinsky has been starting in this series in left field.
He's hit a couple home runs in this series. So Wandy coming back at the right time to help neutralize the lefties in the lineup and to keep a dangerous left-handed bat on the bench.
Brooks Conrad had a pinch double in the 7th for the Braves. The Astros have had 2 pinch hits in this game. Hinsky almost got hit there. 1-1, and Lyon says that his shoulder feels okay. He has a partial tear in the rotator cuff, but trying to regain command of his pitches. Braves have been shut out 5 times this year.
You know, when you get hit around the way Brandon was earlier this year, whether it's injury induced or not, it has to create a little bit of a crisis of confidence. You know, you're just going out there and getting outs, coming off a very nice year, an established major league pitcher. Took some pretty good hits earlier this year.
He has a career ERA 4.05.
And these are the kinds of games Brad Mills wanted to get him into when he came off the disabled list. Kind of just let him get acclimated in lopsided games before throwing him right back into the fire. He was able to do that the first time, but the second time it was that was not the case. He couldn't afford to use him that way.
Two. Tampa Bay and Detroit are in the bottom of the 10th, tied 1-1 in Detroit. It's Arizona leading at Florida 12-9, bottom of the 8th.
Here come the fish.
Yeah. Cleveland shut out the Yankees 1-0 behind Carlos Carrasco. And Chris Perez got his 16th save. Grounded foul. Terry Pendleton fielding. Pittsburgh has polished off the Mets 3-1. We'll be heading for Houston shortly. Paul Maholm getting win number 3 of the year. He's 3-7 with a 3.12 ERA. He beat Mike Pelfrey. Joel Hanrahan will come to Houston with 17 saves. Poke foul.
And fans are going to look at some pretty good young players on that Pirate team, most notably Andrew McCutcheon, the center fielder. Some kind of ball player.
He really is. The Cubs beat Milwaukee in Chicago 1-0. That shows 0-0. But it's really 1-0. And Jeff Samardzija was the winner, beating Cameron Lowe, with Carlos Marmol getting his 13th save. Foul ball, and JR is down. He's just taken shot after shot recently. Feels like a human croquet wicket right now. Ouch. Oh, rattled around. Tap foul by Hinske. Still keeping it alive at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Hinske apparently didn't get the memo about the spread in the clubhouse. A nice prolonged at bat here.
With that Milwaukee loss, the Brewers have the same record as the Cardinals, 38-29. Now a full count. Hinske took the curveball. Now he'll look at a 3-2 offer. This will be the 10th pitch to him. Pulls that one foul. Lyon is trying different pitches, but he's hanging in.
Hinske is the only guy in uniform in either dugout on the field that wants this game to continue right now.
Yeah. It's his at bat.
It's his AB. He's not going to give it up.
Nope.
How many times have you heard that over the years about the great hitters? And regardless of the game situation, you're not going to give away any at bats. We're going to go out there and focus and concentrate.
That's what makes it different about those other sports. He walks.
Who struck me?
Yeah. Now 2 men on for Schaefer.
He's on the plate and maybe just a little bit low. Struckman showing some tremendous integrity.
Yes.
I'm bringing him up.
Sure did. Now it's Schaefer, who's 1 for 4. He opened the game with a double. Cincinnati and the Dodgers are tied 1-1. They're in the second. Rip deep to right field. Jason Bourgeois watches that one fly into the bullpen for a 3-run homer for Jordan Schaefer, his first. And the Braves break up the shutout bid and make it 8-3.
Well, and boy, Jordan Schaefer with a big high five to Eric Hinske there, and he probably ought to buy him dinner. Because it was Hinske's at bat that got Schaefer an opportunity to come to the plate and do this.
It's his first major league homer since '09. A 3-run shot. He hit a home run in his first major league at bat in '09. First Brave since 1981 to make his major league debut on opening day and go deep. Now Dan Uggla. Strike 1 to Uggla. The Braves get their 69th long ball of the year. They are third in the National League in home runs. They have hit 11 against Brad Mills' club. This fly ball finds Keppinger looking at the Bourgeois, who's underneath it, and ends it. The Braves get 3 runs on 2 hits here in the 9th inning. They break up the shutout bid, but Hunter Pence and his teammates had piled up an 8-0 lead. Final score is Houston 8, Atlanta 3.